Ouch, that was loud. We'll make some adjustments to that later. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay, and tonight I'll be lucky if the stream doesn't break. YouTube is complaining already that the bitrate that I'm sending is way too high. Whatever. Here's the fun part. So last night, after doing some experimenting with a few things here and there, I set everything, and I was toying with OBS because I was like, okay, streams always look worse than playing the game the real way. I even saw this on Asmongold's channel the other night, last night when he was playing some Final Fantasy on his Zach Rohr channel. I was like, is there any way we can kind of close the gap with stream quality, or is it all just a giant ruse because streamers are playing streamer-friendly games in terms of graphics? Games like Valorant, Fortnite, more cartoony games that would play a lot nicer with stuff like this, then that would play a lot nicer with the limitations of the internet and stuff like that than games with more photorealistic looking graphics like, say, ESO, when you max it out all the way. I really have to wonder about that. So I have everything dialed in at NVIDIA's NVIDIA's recommended NVENC settings for OBS, and we're going to see how it goes. And I can tell you, with how YouTube is complaining at me right now, if this doesn't look notably better than what I did last night, then we're gonna cut the bitrate back to the 9,000 that YouTube recommends for 1080p 60. Let's fire up some ESO, along with the return of a classic little slogan here. It's time to play some stuff. Oh yeah, that's been missing for a while. That has been missing for a while. Get our sound back on, get some music going, and let's get to work on this Shockadin build. Hey, don't you already have one of those? I know. Yes, I do. Oh, this is going to be rough. YouTube is not going to stop complaining to me about this bitrate. All right, we're just going to put this a little bit off to the screen there. So the setup is set up for NVIDIA DLAA because this DLSS is dynamic scaling. So that should be the sort of thing that you would use for, like, if you're playing on 4K or something to upscale with. But, all right, let's get the UI back on. Get some music going, too. Stuff we used last night should do the trick. We're going to be testing out a Shockadin build for this. Let's see. We only have the hi-fi stuff loaded. I want to load a lot more than just that. Everything's still in the right place, right? Because I was playing with resolutions, playing with other stuff, and I even messed up once. And, well, when doesn't that happen? I messed up, and I sent 2,500 bits per second, and I was wondering why it looked so awful. But I learned a few things about some of these streamers stuck out in DSL country who get all pixelated the minute they do anything. So, why that happens. Sometimes you learn about technology via stuff not working right. Ain't it the truth? Or you get something and you're like, well, how come that didn't work? I think once we get some stuff playing, things won't... Well, that's too loud, obviously. Get the levels right. 10% max on this to keep the background stuff in the background. I also checked out the chat as well. I saw where DJ was talking about how his wife got him the base game in Morrowind for Christmas. Nice. The only issue with that bundle, the issue with the bundle is that Somerset expansion is required in order to do any jewelry crafting. So you need to have a buddy craft all your rings and amulets for you until you pick up the Somerset expansion. And the thing is, there is no way to just pick up the Somerset expansion anymore. Literally, all the other expansions after Morrowind are all a package deal. So you have the base game, which includes Morrowind. Nice little nostalgia there. And then literally everything after Morrowind is part of the one expansion pack you buy in order to move your game up to a full install. It's an interesting setup. So what we're playing with here is a Shockadin build. I'm just playing around with what should be in it. So... yeah, get the general out here. Orc, dude, where the heck are you?
You're good. Damn good. But I...
So, one of the things that World of Warcraft players struggled with for years was constantly arm wrestling the developers over what they wanted their class to be like versus what the devs wanted their class to be like. And I remember way back, I think it was Burning Crusade, when Shockadins were popular in PvP. Folks are like, well, there should just be a 4th spec. You should have Holy, Protection, Retribution, and something for Shockadin. And people are like, no, Holy is your healing tree. You gotta heal. Even though people were doing burst damage in PvP with spell damage gear. So I figured this is ESO. It's all about the player freedom. Just making sure the fan's still going. Yep, there we go. Wouldn't be good if the main fan doing down fan duty burned out on here. So yeah, so Paladin Knight Crusader corresponds to Holy, Protection, Retribution. Then Shockadin puts a unique emphasis on offense with the Holy damage. And that's what I'm trying to set up here. So let's get Miriel Endis out here in her priestly robes. And we're gonna... It's after 2 o'clock, so we're past the daily reset, so we can run a dungeon. We'll jump into the DPS queue.
What's on the docket today?
First, I gotta make sure that I can actually do something. I've already swapped out the main set to Julianos so that it focuses on crit, magic, and spell damage. And then there's a ton with Crafty Alfiq as well. What also would be good, if I want to go make some, is Init Axiom, which adds a couple hundred spell damage to class abilities, and class abilities are where the most damage comes from. The idea here is light armor, but have a shield for a little more defense if the tank loses aggro or something. Be slightly tougher than your normal squishy caster, which is what Shockadins were known for, and throw around a crap ton of holy magic, and make sure that holy magic can do a ton of damage. So the sword and board is just to have the extra defense and the 6% spell damage boost, and stylistically. A long time ago, I was inspired by Kosaga, guy who did PvP videos on WarcraftVids.com back then. So, see, let's do Mage Light. Let's actually, I never have a use for this skill. But let's see here. Inner Light increases max magicka, and then Radiant Mage Light increases the radius of reveal you to be stunned for sneak attacks, reduces the cost. Let's do Inner Light to get some more magic. Because I can't find a good number 4 skill to use. So, let's turn this off and like this. What are we up to for magic now? 49, 50,000 magicka. 50,000 magicka, and we have something for PvP to bust enemies out of stealth. So I think if you slot this, though, yeah, so 4% max magicka and plus crit. So 50,000 magic, 36% spell crit. Because the idea here is the primary damage will be this stuff. 9 grand. The main damage in WoW was Holy Shock. The main damage this go around is going to be this this light cleave ability. 12,000 DPS with
Nothing
just
wrong
stats.
with a little opportunistic harvesting.
9,300. Don't forget to cast the buff to get major sorcery in addition to... Oh, wait a minute. We should test this on some mobs first. Because when you wait for the buffs to wear off, I wonder if it's been nerfed so that major and minor sorcery no longer overlap each other. Let's wait for the buffs to wear off, and let's see what kind of crit we can get. All right, let's fight some of these dregs. No buffs. 8,600. So you get minor sorcery just from casting a Dawn's Wrath skill? Alright. I was misreading something. Let's fight some more of those things. Yeah, 54 at 9311. Could always get, like, caltrops or something. And, of course, when healing... And, of course, for the healing side of it, we have a Healing Consecrate for healing groups. Scales are your highest offensive stats. So, scales with the 50,000 magic. Oh, man. Oops. That skill doesn't do anything when you activate it except blow things out of stealth. It is more of a PvP type thing. Inner Light. Stealth and invisible enemies. So it literally, there's no point in using that skill. Alright, how hideous is this looking? Because I'm actually getting frame rate drops here. Oh, man. That looks like Nintendo 64. Jump the preview up to... Well, it's not going to work now, but jump the preview up to 1080-60. Hold on a second. It looks like there's rendering issues all over the place, so I should have just kept it at $9,000. Oh, yeah, even when standing still. Yeah, sending out $12,000 to YouTube is not a smart idea. All right. So now we're going to do the next phase in the experiment. See, it's fine in OBS, but the minute I start moving... It's fine in OBS, but the minute I start moving, everything starts stuttering. So I can see it in the YouTube preview that there's a lot of stuttering going on. So already problems. I said I'd be lucky if I didn't break the whole stream trying to do this, but all right, well, let's do a little experiment here now that YouTube's complaining at me. Let's lag out the stream on purpose and see what... Let's lag out the stream on purpose very, very quickly, change out the stream settings, then turn it back on. The way YouTube usually handles these things is just inserts a break between everything. But if we cut everything back down to $9,000, what happens?
It's time to play some stuff.
All right, we've now dropped the ingest down to $9,000, which is closer to what we had before. I'm gonna have way too much fun with those transitions. So we have everything set down to $9,000. So encoding is fine. We were just dropping frames all over the place because of all the stuff we were sending off to it. Let me check the preview. Jump it up to 1080-60 just so I can check the quality. Last time I saw the flowers start stuttering. This looks a little better than before. Just the encoder... See, the problem is the encoder has a bit of a problem with the way the game works. Is the game has a few problems with texture pop-ups. So, but YouTube should stop belly aching to me now. What do we else here? I see no lag. Well, part of this is I'm going to remember where that lag spike is, and I'm going to go back and watch this again. That's a fun part, is that you just cut the stream, change something, and turn it back on, and YouTube will just smush everything together. You have a keep alive. It's basically a keep, whereas on Twitch, you get the not like this guy, and it stays into the replay as well, so... YouTube is just a swirly thing, and the people, so it looks like the stream lagged, and then when people watch after the fact, it's just going to skip from one segment to the next. So it's going to look a little weird because I didn't plan it out all that well. I'm just keeping an eye on the preview, the YouTube preview, to make sure I don't see any more stuttering, because I'm actually losing frame rate now. There's something I'm doing, and I don't know what it is.
Traveling with you isn't a tour, it's a tale.
The sad part is we can actually do more damage with a two-hander than the sword and board. There's bonuses on all the melee weapons to spell damage and weapon damage. Let's see. Spell power cure might be pretty nice, too. Something I gotta check out is spell power cure. So if you overheal somebody, it boosts their spell damage by a couple hundred.
Maybe they should try that.
Alright. We should be at the part where... What do we have here? Oh, we have some points to spend. Let's go into here, work on that damage reduction. And here, we're gonna damage reduction, and let's see, over here. Make those cheaper. Nothing in the green tree. I did respec so that way shrines are cheaper. See if I earn more gold by having way shrines cost less. So, actually, hold on a second. That's probably not gonna be the case because way shrines are free. I suppose I should spend the money to respec again because way shrines are free if you drive up to them, so to speak. Oh, look at this. What is the view distance set to? I'm running the game at maximum. Oh, there's where our stuttering is coming from. There we go. Cut the... Because I copied my settings over. So I was running at full maximum instead of maximum with a slightly reduced draw distance. We might want to just jump the bitrate back up to 12,000 then and continue the experiment. So let's do that. We'll use the Be Right Back screen as the transition while we once again change bit rates. Because YouTube lets you do that without making the replay look awkward.
It's time to play some stuff.
This is fun as heck. We're back to 12,000 now, so YouTube is going to complain all over the place. Hey, am I running, or not I'm running DLSS? Yeah, because I copied all my settings over, and that accidentally, the game stutters if the view distance is up all the way because of too much CPU usage, too much assets being sent off to the GPU. So, right, isn't that better than the, not like this guy? And of course, YouTube being a video platform and whatnot, YouTube, people watching the replay are just going to see, a jump cut where we keep turning off the stream and coming back with different settings. I'm just curious into what it looks like. We're streaming for the people that stop by at this point. Why does this sounds like Castlevania? What is this? It sounds like the mansion theme in Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. It's one of the chiptune things. Cool. All right. Yeah, it just doesn't have the same notes, but there's some chord progressions that are similar. Goblin, right? Miria hates goblins, so if we go take out a bunch of goblins, she'll have a blast with it. So, I guess the big thing here is when it comes to... I have a bit of a lore issue on my hands here, because... Yeah, we got 50,000. We got 50,000 magicka, but we're only at like 9,000 on a crit. That's not much for burst damage. I think a necromancer with these settings would hit a lot harder. Because the other thing we can do, the PvP skill Caltrops, one of the morphs of Caltrops actually debuffs armor. Razor Caltrops, I think it is the name of the skill. So, if it could make any sense that a paladin would throw Caltrops, ever, that would be a way to debuff the armor on a whole group of people at once, on a whole group of monsters at once, and take them out that way. For the meantime, though, let's jump into the DPS queue and hope we don't get a DLC dungeon. Then we'll do some more fine-tuning of this. That's tank. We don't want that. Daily... Ooh! Hasn't reset yet. It's 221. Maybe it's a 24-hour thing or something like that. Oh, no. I did everything with... I wish chat had a pop-up. They do have a pop-up, actually. Let's join the queue for random normal as damage. If it's a non-DLC dungeon, then it'll be pretty awesome, then. We shouldn't have any problems here. I'm actually going...
This place is full of interesting history. I should try looking it up later. I guess this is a fight now.
Yeah, whatever, madam. She likes when you take out goblins, but she hates when you grab torch bugs out of the air. This companion system is something else. That's probably one of the reasons, too. I mean, the personality quirks and stuff. Yeah, this is boring. I mean, if they close... This is kind of boring. I think what we could do is we could set the number 4 skill to the Death from Above skill, which repeats all the damage that you cause. When it expires, throw that into the mix and actually have a rotation. But this is going to be the most one-button thing I've ever done. Yeah, like 6,800 DPS that go around. That's because this damage over time is not the best thing to go spamming. The best spammable, which I should probably just equip and give up on this Mage Guild stuff, the best spammable is actually the spear jabs in Adric's Spear. So, alright, we'll drop back down to 47,000 magic. I don't know. 50,000 magic or the ability to get 50,000. We could always do this. Now, that's 49,000 because we have less Mage Guild things here. Alright, well, we'll just play with this then. Just be a one-button wonder. We could always remove Extended Ritual. Make it back bar only. We should probably do that, though, is no doubt. There's going to be a bunch of Templars in there. that are going to run in and just spear everything like this.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm
See all those chances to crit and all the Adric spear bonuses, 28,000 DPS. See what I mean? It's just like, so spam everything when they get to melee range, they get hit with the spear with 50,000 magicka powering it. There is a spell damage conversion ratio that corresponds with how high your resource pools go. And how long have we been in the queue? No wonder the DPS keep falling asleep. But I did say I wanted to DPS this thing, so... 73. No, 11,000 DPS.
Can never have enough of that.
So the idea is, this is a concept I've pursued before, deadly at any range. If someone closes to melee range, they get hit even harder than if they stay at range. Like this bug over here. Oops, you close to melee range. There's also the holy laser beam attack, Radiant Destruction. You can always put that into the mix and actually have a finishing move. That would mostly be useful in a boss fight, since the damage scales way up when someone's below 50% health. Alright, how long have we been in the queue? 3 minutes and 28 seconds for DPS. I think we'll probably have time to do some... Yeah, it's probably gonna pop now. I'll bet we have time to do crafting dailies or something. Actually, do I still have the Undaunted daily? Because Miri needs the skill points from that. Alright. Culinary Justice in Green Shade. The Undaunted Delve Quest. I can probably get another one now that's after 2 a.m. Off to Green Shade. I was behind on those and kept carrying the old quest around, so I got to catch up afterwards. See, where is this thing? Right in here. Just go this way. Have I finished the questing in Haven? I wonder. Drink responsibly.
Let's ride.
Let's see here.
I really don't like your odds.
Ran a run with Lucky Ghoster. Oh, that's right. I'm hitting the wrong button. We want to do 4 for that skill, so I'm kind of used to it. I ran a dungeon run with Lucky Ghost earlier. Yes, that Lucky Ghost. And he was just going in and tanking with this because it heals you for a percentage of the damage done. So the idea here, he's basically taking my idea and cranking it up to 11 to have passive healing as part of your mitigation. So you get a Templar, they go in, and they're constantly healing for a portion of the damage done as they spam that spammable.
Nice hole.
The problem is anything that is channeled like that, you can't block. So you have to stop if there's a tank buster move. $29 grand. So let's see here. Oh, no. So where's the entrance to this place? Hey, we got our DPS queue, and people are dropping out. Right outside the Delve. Ah, Banished Cells 1. This will be a cakewalk. I should probably just spam the spear thing. Or use the charge skill to go charging in. That's another thing I want to do if I want to quit this Shockadin thing. If I want to quit this Shockadin thing, put a two-hander back on for the spell damage bonus or whatever. These folks have done the quest, right? Like, why do you have a sword in board? So I can do this. What the? Lower crits. These dungeon monsters have higher defense. The alternative is I could also do like Adric, you know, something revolving around Adric's spear, which is not a thing with this guy. Like Adric Lancer or something. Then change armor types. Change armor types, carry a tank set around, and tank that way too. Going with that tank style. Except I won't have any points in. bat. Do these people actually know what they're doing, or are they gonna do the quest? Are they just getting the quest? The dude FX VD. Oh boy. At least he has 35,000 health though. Hey, I'm wearing light armor. I know it doesn't look it because of the look of this guy, but all right. Spam spears with 50,000 magic. 19 grand. 7,400. Am I missing a buff? Could always bust out some spell damage potions. That's another thing too. Make a mountain of potions and come do consumables. Because the crown potions only are good for regen potions. They're actually offensive potions that you can just drink as you go and constantly have buffs. One of them is Major Sorcery. Should have took Ritual of Retribution, then I can throw dots on everything. The problem is, same thing with this ability too. Get the potions, right? The other problem that there is with this whole setup is that the dot doesn't keep ticking when you keep reapplying the initial damage. If ZeniMax ever made it to where the dots kept going at the same time, this would hit harder, and it would be a DPS increase. Get some more stuff back here. Throw a dot on him. There we go.
Haroldor, you live.
That was always a problem in Burning Crusade, is that you're only good until you ran out of mana. Templars have less regeneration than some of the other classes in this game, so... What the? Oh, treasure chest. That's why people, well, just hang around, not have to drink another potion. Ooh, grapes. Such treasure. Thanks. Throw dots on everything, and let's get some healing involved then. Oops, I don't have that slotted. That's right. That's on my back bar now. Pathetic. No, hitting. The burst damage is getting up to 9 grand when the person with the Destro staff debuffs it. There we go. That's what the Resto staff is for. Group leader changed to the whole guard. Is that because the tank's about to drop group? The tank drops group, I'm taking over. Get the build switcher finished and ready. I think I want to redo all of this though. 28,000 DPS that time.
Turn back, or you'll share the keeper's fate.
Oops. Whoops. Potions. Princess Dew Meadow. Oh, some more RP name folks coming in. Ooh, a 10-grander there. Yay! I don't like this. Shockadin, I think my regular paladin setup is better than this. We're gonna do... Should probably just change out to regular paladin then. But Regular paladin is spec'd for healing, though. Let's finish the dungeon. Yeah, 50,000, but the regen is garbage. There's some better ways to get better regen than this. Why is this guy's regen garbage anyways? I'm not wearing heavy armor, am I? Nope, it's all light, like it's supposed to be. Oops, not that guy. Potions. These are non-DLC bosses, too, so...
It's Varanil! Arudor! See to him!
By the Empyrean light, let's hope he lives.
We could get Destruction Staff involved with that Adric Lancer thing that I have in mind. The problem is the two staves are better at specific types of attacks. The best spell damage boost in the game for all types of attacks across the board comes from two-handers. Dual Wield has a boost as well. So does Sword and Board. But... Oh, the healer's a warden. That's nice. Having flashbacks to Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 when I'd have my Lancer cast Cure. These people must think I'm a moron because I'm fat-fingering the PvP skill. Potion! 26,000 DPS at the least. Just in time to take down the boss. Regen on the on his buddies. Enough of that.
I see her. Let's hope she lives. We'll need her before the day is done.
She's going to be fine with a little restoration magic. We should be considering...
Actually, I think isn't this the dungeon that glitched out on me yesterday? Whoops. Alright. Does this group want to pull those optional mobs, or are we going to run past them? Now, are we that desperate for XP?
Stay your tongue, Varanil!
Oh, we have someone doing the quest.
You insult your lineage
Okay.
by even thinking it. Does the High Kinlord's fate appeal to you so? We go with my
Well, let's go run.
divide his essence among
That's not the healer that's dead. Oh, they pulled him. All right. Wrong button. Because I have the wrong weapon out. There's no stealth. Totally not used to this front bar, back bar setup at all. Because what I want to use is on the wrong thing. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Probably shouldn't be doing this with light armor. No, just no. There is special food I have that could boost magic regeneration as well. It's like the witch brew thingy from the Halloween event. Why are we waiting around? Is there no... The tank's right there. I should probably open up the chat. No, the chat is open. They're not saying anything. They're just not pulling. That's the end of the... This is the end of the dungeon right here. What are we standing around for? What, the tank DC or something? You could always change builds. Change builds and pull. Thanks to this wonderful world of swapping on the fly that we have nowadays. Isn't that trash anyways? Get the build dude out. If he doesn't pull, I'm pulling. Finally!
I don't know how you defeat. I'm going to enjoy this. It's the outside.
That's why it's hitting harder.
So the keepers are afraid.
Someone has a Destro staff with the debuff.
Well, you'll die in their stead.
Throw a bunch of dots on them. Now that's some pretty serious light attacks right there. 7 grand. 12 grand. He's debuffed, so his armor is lower too. The weapon with my lesser skill did better with that DPS stuff.
You've beaten me?
I think this is all garbage though. Thanks all.
Haven't you noticed that the pact I made protects me from...
All right, let's get out of here and go to...
Begin the separation.
I'm not confident this will work, Sirion.
Out. Get out of this group.
What are you not doing?
Head off to Leowin.
You so love to see magic.
Shockadin, Schmockadin. The problem with doing something like this is that it's too gimmicky. It's slightly tougher, right? Oh, do I want to try and squeeze a bunch of spell damage out of a bunch of heavy armor? Let it load everything up until the latency drops back down. There we go. All right, let's get out of this group before they re-queue. That was crap. That's worth blowing a bunch of money on a respec. All right. That's crap. That's worth blowing a bunch of money on a respec.
May I be of service?
All right, let's see here. Give me about 20,000 gold. Wiping out some crafting daily grinding here now. Off to the chapel. We're changing the build completely, and we're wiping everything clean. We will keep all magic though, so we're only gonna wipe this. We're only gonna wipe out the stats. What we currently have with this emphasis on magic and crit is still good enough, but we gotta redo the skills completely to focus on Adric's Spear. Clear everything. Clear everything. We're blowing all this money. We might as well just do this. All right. All right, now we're a blank slate. That's why I've been doing chiptune music the whole time. The randomization and everything's turned off. And chiptune was first in the list. Alright. I was wondering why it sounded like a Nintendo game. Alright. So we've done this. Let's save this.
That's some damn fine gear you.
We'll keep the gear the same, but we'll save over this. Save over this and grab a new set of skills. And we'll call this Adric Lancer. This guy will be on the magic side of Adric's spear. This looks like a good icon for it. Is there anything else that looks like a spear? The fire thing there. Arrow in the knee. I think this will be good for this. This actually works pretty well with icons and stuff like that. Alright. Adric Lancer. His main weapon is going to be a two-hander, so we can get that nice, lovely spell damage boost. Alright, so let's see. Julianos and then Crafty Alfiq. Julianos, Crafty Alfiq, switch off to the Great Sword of Twilight's Embrace. So yeah, I mean, Sword and Board has a spell damage boost, but it's lower than the other weapon, the other martial weapons. So it's kind of a gimmick. So we're doing everything with magic here. 43 grand already. Julianos and Crafty Alfiq for 43,000 unbuffed, but we're gonna get 2,000 of that back with this Breton thing. All right, so first, full Breton stuff. Now we're gonna do Adric's spear all over the place. The only thing we're not going to take is Sun Shield because that's more tanky. So let's see, what do we want for this? All right, so for first we want to heal. We want to be able to heal. So Breath of Life and an Adric's Spear. Puncturing Strikes and Puncturing Sweep. That. Let's see. I'm gonna go wild with these skills. Crescent Sweep, as always. Sure to put that on spot 2 as well. Alright, light armor bonuses. Light armor bonuses, Breton bonuses, puncturing sweep. Alright, so we have that for number 2. We want to be able to charge in, so we'll do focus charge. And we shall try not to glitch everything out again this time. Number 4 will be the Javelin skill. Do Aurora Javelin with magic, so it's from further away. Gonna lose access to... Actually, no, let's not do that. I was gonna say we're losing access to major sorcery and losing some damage in the process. But we'll go wild with the spear skills here. Alright, so... he switches off to this. Mage Guild. We're going to keep the spell damage boost. So Entropy and Degeneration. So do damage over here, and then over here be more supportive. So Breath of Life. And we'll also do Extended Ritual on spot 3 with the Resto Staff. For AE and type stuff like that. Dawn's Wrath. Coming back here is where we're going to use all the Dawn's Wrath skills. So this is where it'll resemble a more traditional setup. So when we switch off to the Resto Staff. We'll use the Aurora Spear as like crowd control or something to throw at a boss. Because the idea here is to charge in with explosive charge and then hit everything with the spear. Just go wild with that. Actually, let's not do that. Let's put Consecrate on here so that we go in, drop a Consecrate for that kind of stuff. Let's put Aurora Javelin onto spot 4. And then Dawn's Wrath. We have something for Dawn's Wrath here. Let's take Sunfire for when we're at range. Reflective Light. Put this on number 5 for Resto Staff. Our trusty Radiating Regeneration. Put that in there. So our offensive abilities are bigger when we have that kind of stuff going on. All light armor under Undaunted. Get some bonuses there. Assault, faster mount. Nothing else from the tree. Breton skills, Adric Spear. Okay, we have everything we're looking for except the two-handed passives. So, Forceful. Don't know if that's really going to be useful because we don't have this. So this is the issue. We're relying more on straight-up magic than we are on the other stuff. So we don't actually, it's not going to be as useful because we don't have Solar Barrage here. We could always, cast some spells here. Puncturing Sweep. No, that's going to be Reflective Light. Yeah, actually we could put the Spear there as well. Or put Dark Flare. Since none of my other anythings have it. So we can maybe work on weaving attacks or something. Because we'll do all the AE that we want to do when we have the two-hander out. Even though the two-hander regular attacks won't hit as much. Looking for DPS for Ice Reach from the Just Loot It folks. Nah, let's skip that. Mage Guild, Degeneration. Breton skills. Let's see. Two-hander, that's what we're looking for. Heavy weapons, this is where we'll get the spell damage boost. This is where we'll get 284 additional free spell damage. If we want to go bursty, we make axes. Fully charged heavy attack. Next direct damage attack deals different. I don't know why I would do heavy attacks to regen stamina, but if I ever do, this will put a boost on my next direct damage attack afterwards, which is probably spear pokes. Alright, leave that alone this time. All these other weapon types saved for the other builds. Let's go out with this. Adric Spear, and we have Reflective Light and other stuff available on page 2. Our AE will be done primarily with the two-hander. Alright, let's get set up for some trades in case we do crafting writs while we're in this build. Go crazy! Because this guy is a master crafter. He doesn't have to research anything anymore, so I pretty much know what to click. I could macro this if I really wanted to. Hirelings, deconning, improving, enchanting. Jewelry crafting. What is this? I never heard this one. This is actually a Silent Partner song, so it has a couple of years on it. It's probably one of those things I never played beyond the first 5 seconds for most of the YouTube videos. See, extraction, plating's expertise. Of course, if this was all wrong, I could start over by just reloading the build. Woodworking, last one. Okay. Undaunted, Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, Intimidate, plus be able to take bounty quests. And stuff for antiquities. Included the only time I will take the Keen Eye thing, so is this the way we want it? All we really had to do was improve the other stuff. Alright. Resto Staff, we have that stuff ready to go. All light armor. Not going to mess with our armor types. If we do, we'll drop the points in them. Psijic Order. Wouldn't it be fun if we could have, like, a Psijic mage of some sort? I don't know how you do any damage with those skills, though. You have to depend upon a bonus for that. Save this! This will do plenty of DPS with magic. Let's go do some stuff. Or, should I say...
It's time to play some stuff.
Let's go. I should actually... You know what I should do? Add that as a source and then turn it on. Because that's how you turn on these little things from inside the game. Like Epic Fail, for example. Just turn it on and turn it off.
Epic fail.
So, why don't we just add that? We could add that as a media source. Play some stuff in all capital letters. Will it let me do that? Yes, it will. Let's go to the desktop and let's get that so we can set that up as something we can just pop on the screen whenever the heck we want. Stream assets, custom transitions. Logo with no last boom. Do not loop. Da da da.
It's time to
change
play
the
some
sound.
stuff.
Change the sound on that. Properties. Ah, that's right. We need to set that to monitor only, so it doesn't echo. Filters. No, advanced audio. Monitor only, mute the output, but it'll still go over the other stuff too.
It's time to play some stuff.
Nice that it goes back to the game afterwards. We still got to remember to turn it off, though. Get some OBS going here. All right, get Miri out here. We lost 1,000 magic because we're not using a shield. I think that means we can also put Epic Fail. Well, yeah, I mean, this is me taking over some of the stuff from the tech videos to bring the gaming streams more in line with the way the tech videos are and how they look. Algorithms love similarities between content. So it'd be weird if it linked... Oh, actually, it wouldn't be so weird. Link up, tinkering with the gaming computers to the games we play on the computers. All right, let's see how this works. Go find, like, a Cliff Racer-y thing or whatever the heck it's called. $25,000 DPS. There we go. Let's field test this sucker. Groups. Jump back in the DPS queue right now. Because it'll take time for it to pop.
Tired of walking anyway.
Let's go see if we can get to that green shade delve before it pops. Should have just left the group and then exited the dungeon, but I was having a little too much fun respecking. Green shade, green shade. Where is that? There we go. It's in there. It's right next to this Boulder Tree Refuge player house. All right, let's go. Well, that's quite a shift in the music. Thanks, YouTube Audio Library. Kind of fits their kind of pause champing anyways for this kind of stuff. All right, waiting around for the darn queue to pop. Let's head on over and take care of the delve quest and make sure Miri gets some experience from it. That's probably the entrance right there. I'm over here looking down waterfalls and stuff. Nope. Yoo-hoo! That crocodile totally didn't attack me. Still rolling with Giuliano Skier, right? Yeah, good. Which is only 47,000. Only 46,000 magic this time. Naga Cave. Okie dokie. Well, this certainly is a rather maze-looking dungeon. Way too casual with music. Yeah, so I guess that, the title... This was a rather fast-spoiling title, wasn't it? Since the whole Shockadin thing was kind of... I can still do the Shockadin thing, but the regular Paladin build does it better. Just switch off to light armor. See.
Heal me!
Scatter! I need aid!
Oh, look, a bunch of other people doing this because it's the daily delve quest. I need plunk. 29,000 DPS. Of course, some people that really have their stuff together can get 50 grand. It's one of the reasons why this Adric spear attack is part of those like one-button DPS builds. They basically cast a bazillion buffs and then slam out a bunch of these and hit like 100,000 DPS and stuff. Could pursue one of those at some point. Every character can have up to 10 builds to their name, so... It'd be good, though, for, Oh, that's a player. I just used the charge on a spider. Yeah.
Epic.
Be good to test that thing out. It was easier to click over to it as a scene, but the problem is, if we click it over to it as a scene, it'll play the transition every time we switch back. I'd have to make duplicates of scenes, basically, that had different transitions in order to accommodate that. Not so sure I want to do that.
Aid me!
Alright. Extract Archmage Cavano's liver from his corpse. Oh, we're dealing with cultists now. Nice. Whatever. Watch, I'll get to the boss and the Q will pop. And then, of course, when I get out of the dungeon, I'll be back to the entrance of this place. That's the way that those things work. Another issue I have is, does this... Oh, look, another Templar. How do you know? Look at the little lightsabers. We're all a bunch of Darth Mauls at heart. Alright, we're... Hey, what do you know? The boss is dead. Now watch... Yeah. Now watch, the Q's gonna pop before the boss respawns. Probably take out the boss in like 2 seconds with the, I guess it must be a shared daily then. I'm surprised that the Undaunted don't send more people to more delves. Five, 4-2, 5-4-2. The trash is respawning.
Healer!
Hey, we'll just keep taking out the trash, because the minute the guy respawns, we just use the gap closer. One of these days, ZeniMax is going to figure out how to use dynamic respawn timers like World of Warcraft does, where there's more people doing stuff, you don't stand around waiting like this. This is giving me flashbacks when I first started playing the game and it still had a big bots problem with botters that were constantly botting delve bosses. You'd come in here and it'd be like 7 or 8 bots all just standing around where the boss would be. See, look, the trash is coming back before the boss has come back once. See that? So, this is what, the second time we've gone out and taken out this group? Or a group like it.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
There's another one. Hey, there's the dungeon queue. It's exactly like we said would happen. What is this? Aaron Kenny's Christmas Homecoming. That's why I haven't heard it before. Alright, so we had the queue pop, but someone declined the invite. Is it that difficult to get a Delve boss? Maybe he'll have respawned by the time we're finishing Elden Hollow. The problem is, after I leave the group, I'm going to be outside the instance and have to run back. And that was a rather larger than... well, outside the Delve anyways. Alright, where's the... 40,000... a healer with 40,000 damage. Is this somebody who's taking my idea? Badger, Lancer...
You wandered into the wrong hollow, friend. Just as he asked to arm, no one leaves alive. Oblivion, take the cannon reed. This had better be worth it.
Healer has 41,000 health. Looks like a heal tank. Sort of thing I would do. Scarnage, yeah. Because part of the way you keep everyone healed is by taunting everything so you take the hits instead of the rest of the team.
You forced our hand.
Hey, Templar with a cowboy hat. Welcome to ESO.
Sure, the humiliation of death. Not to a cannon reeve.
That wasn't the boss. The boss is over there somewhere. We're gonna glitch out the dungeon again with too many Templar charges. Hey, it's fun anyways. You gotta give it credit for that. Where was the boss, though? Isn't the boss supposed to be up against this door? I should turn on the achievement positions again so I know where the bosses are. Now, there's the boss. Let's lay into that sucker. Just consecrate everything so there's a whole bunch of heal over, and it'll stack with the healer's own abilities. Now that's a lot of loot because we ran everything over to the boss and just took them all down at once. 15,000 DPS in the midst of all of that. Where is everybody? We have a spammer! Woohoo! Now my group's gonna wonder where I am. See ya! This is why I've been doing stuff in sub-only mode. Whoops, wrong ability.
You orcs know how to dig in the dirt. I'll give you that.
Burn it!
Oops, that's the boss. Nice. Yeah, it's fun going in and spamming one thing and getting like tens of thousands of DPS, but it does get boring after a while. And what exactly are we gaining here? Inventory is full. That probably means there's plenty of vendor trash to sell off.
Yes?
See ya.
You won't stop me. My prince is coming with an army that will end this war.
Yeah, 20,000 DPS.
Death is not the end.
Zing! Not too bad if I do say so myself. Alright, get out of this group and exit the dungeon the regular way.
Soul completely.
Leave.
More will not be happy with this.
Thank you for group. So yeah, see, we get booted out to Green Shade. We probably got booted out to right outside that delve entrance. How can you say that was spam earlier? Oh, it's simple. Doesn't, you know, when the message is exactly the same and it's some silly little copy pasta. This is why streamers have rules for English, like not English only, but native language only, or languages they know only, because they don't want to know if you're like cussing out YouTube or something or saying bad stuff in the chat. Although people are responsible, one of the key differences between YouTube and Twitch, people are responsible for what they chat, not the streamer. You see it every time you go into a chat on a YouTube stream. Be sure to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Whereas Twitch has rules about...
Spread out!
Yep, whereas Twitch has rules about... Whereas, of course, Twitch has their little rule about the streamer is responsible for moderating their chat. A little detail makes all the difference. As far as I'm concerned, if it looks like spam, if it looks like spam or something else, then deal with it. Copy pastas and better TTV is something I already know about, though, so you gotta be careful, though. There have actually been people on YouTube that have been banned for spamming for typing better TTV stuff into chat. Back when YouTube was a little newer to this streaming thing. So they were like, hey, what are you doing? Imagine, I hope Mr. Wyatt has kind of solved that by now. Hope Mr. Wyatt has solved that by now, so. Alright. This time there's no dungeon queue to get in the way. We could glitch out the delve, though, like we did last night.
Heal me!
Alright. Let's see if there's someone camping the boss like there was before that run. I'm running into more trash, so I'm hoping the answer is no. Alright, what's around the corner? Someone who's camping the boss! Is it the same person as earlier, or is it somebody else? It looks like a bow and arrow this time. Yeah. So obviously the Undaunted are sending everybody to the same delve. Delves are probably way too easy for most people that have their stuff together in this game. Just the old problems with player power creep and stuff like that. Now, this time it's a sorcerer. Last time it was a Templar that was standing around. How do you know? Yeah, they have a clan fear summoned. So, pet sorcerer. Isn't the clan fear is a self-heal, though. Lol, I am YouTube now. Well, right, the biggest thing YouTube needs to do with streaming is start having a real ecosystem for streamers. As opposed to most of their numbers because of large esports events. Archmage, Kamano. Yeah, this EverQuest for crying out loud. Stand around waiting forever for the boss. I'm surprised we don't have a line or something. Yeah, this sorcerer is getting ants in pants, that's for sure. He's gonna go running off now and not take out the boss. That's where the boss would normally be. So you're messing with trash in the meantime? No, he's going and grabbing stuff. Might just pull him towards him just to not be a jackass about it. Should we risk it with a stretch break? Yeah, see, it doesn't help either that everybody has companions nowadays, so the bosses were already easy in the delves, and now everybody's showing up with a companion. But probably most of them have setups similar to the one I have set up as a pocket healer.
Mom and Dad give their best.
There is a way, though, to have them do more damage instead. But, this is pathetic. Might as well stand around and listen to the music. And count the number of times we take out the trash before the boss respawns. Because there's the dead delve boss right there. Count the times we take out the trash until the boss respawns. Is that something... Did he despawn? No, he's still there. Okay, there's one group of trash that respawn. It's the northwest corner respawn.
That was a bit of a warm-up.
So northwest 1. That's one wave of trash that respawned. I have half of mine to make a Stuff from Streams video about this. Oh, he despawned, finally! So now how many more minutes is it going to be before he actually respawns? I think the sorcerer gave up. Here we are, a boss! Finally!
From the sides!
Finally! Now we can go back to Wayrest. This is why there are ESO streamers out there. All they do is housing. You get situations like this, I mean. The delves are supposed to be solo difficulty, but, I mean, this kind of crosses the line here. Hey, another important thing worth mentioning for anybody that comes in spamming YouTube streams. There is no ban appeal system on YouTube. Why don't we check the other social media, see if I'm getting spammed now, and do some bans there as well. Well, that's all loading up. Nope, good. You can also check my Twitch chat, offline chat. Why is it so slow to load web pages? It's a paradox of computers. They keep getting... It's a paradox of computers. They keep getting faster, supposedly, but things keep getting slower at the same time. Never did understand that. Now, I'm talking M2 SSDs nowadays, and sometimes I feel like I still have a hard drive. I think it's because computer use keeps getting more and more complicated. Like, take this, for example. We can't just play a video game anymore. Now we're streaming it, we're running background services, we have a second monitor playing YouTube videos, and we're doing dailies. Like, you're not just playing the game anymore. It's all just further justification of my decision to waste money on an i7 instead of an i5 back in 2016. All you need is 4 cores.
You're back, and you should have told me. I see.
All right, there's another one of these.
Not exactly.
Basically trying to level up the daily quests. The Rift, obviously, that's where we're going. We have to stop by and decon some things, though. We can't even open that because we don't have enough. Whoops. Gold and bragging rights. Probably because of the gold that we found and stuff. Or it's an undaunted thing. Achievements. 10 of Ball Girl's Undaunted challenges. Alright, so we need to go on a deconning spree. This is a normal town. It doesn't actually have a big donut or anything. So you just go to somewhere where there's dailies available, like Leoin. Probably the best design. You can ride mounts into the crafting area, and the way shrine thing out here too. Gen 4 SSD, fine for booting, I guess. Might take me time for some more of that too. Ding, ding, ding. Let's get the daily. How are we gonna do the crafting dailies? We have no room in our bags. Crawl before walking. We can refine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slots just from deconning all the woodworking stuff. Shield of the Undaunted Bastion. So that's the thing. I mean, you might as well jump in the queues with all your characters now, thanks to the smart RNG that focuses on stuff you don't have yet. You actually fill up the dungeon sets faster. Plus, of course, you want to recreate them and whatnot. You have to get that currency. So we're lighting, what, funeral pyres when we get out there? Ring of the Tormentor. I say that's a lot of stuff. Talk to the clothier
The
here.
Legates think they're in charge here, but I'll tell you
Etc., etc. Repair everything, because tailors can repair plate mail in Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, let's see here. We have a companion item as well, and some surveys we've gotten just from doing our thing. Three glyphs. Okay, now we can do the crafting dailies and actually have room to do them. 97 out of 150. We're also carrying too much gear. We gotta pick an armor type and stick to it. Or maybe carry one of each type. Mostly on drives and serial ATA SSDs. This thing still has a hard drive in it for the other games that aren't ESO. Mostly stuff that's older, where there won't be any issues with the load times. Windows 10 manages that stuff pretty well, though. Refine that. Sad part is we're going to have to decon some things yet again after all of this.
Wow, you don't come by those too often.
Well, the fun part is, because this guy has so many skills and abilities and so many skill points, we can actually take both sets of stuff and just change the theme and have like an all-magic template. It's kind of what we were missing, since the main template with this guy is hybrid. A couple of surveys we can go out and do now. We really want to go running around the world doing that stuff. Take that out, take that out. We could always set something up similar to that. All right, let's see here. Seen 4 terabytes cheap. Yeah, well, that's the wild card when it comes to. That's the wild card though when it comes to hard drives these days. Oh, we have 2 of these glorious boxes. That's the one thing that doesn't seem to be affected by the part shortage, is that storage is super cheap. Probably because that's the, you can't build a computer with just a hard drive. Also, we're talking maybe less use of the silicon that is in such high demand and stuff. What's this song? Electric Rose. This might be a synthwave one that I'm not familiar with yet from Stream Beats. Sounds like a Electric Rose. Sounds like it could be an opening theme for a racing game. But if I was going to do that, no. I will use Anna Yvette's Redline song from NCS and put credit in the description if I want to do stuff like Forza Horizon 4. Or buy the Xbox Game Pass and try and get Forza Horizon 5. But I'm just assuming at this point that Forza 5 is going to be like... Forza 5 will probably go the way of Skyrim. After like 3 months or so, you'll get a major patch that'll fix a lot that's wrong with the game. Oh, I'm running out of stuff. Already in your collections. All right. We have a lot of surveys now, though. Who is that? That's Miri? How come her health bar's not on the screen? Might want to reload the UI for that. Let's go put the extra money in the bank, though, that we didn't need for that sort of thing.
Not now.
We could pursue the Shockadin thing again. We could pursue the Shockadin thing with a two-hander, though. Get the bonus to spell power. So right now we're at 40-49 unbuffed. The minute we start casting...
Axes and armor may earn you a fortune, but without...
See, that's the thing. We can crank the spell power really high, too, so we can always get rid of Crafty Alfiq. I have some Giuliano stuff for jewelry and handpieces and belts. We could always swap that in and see if that works any better. 10,000. Oh, look! That YouTube classic, Ersatz Bossa by John Dilley and the 41 Players. This one goes way back. How many times did I want to have like a chill, mellow intro to a YouTube video and I used this one? Almost ruins the mood of running around on a horse. So, we have the Adric thing here. We could always swap in some Dawn's Wrath spells, though. There's really nothing stopping us from doing that. All we do is just put a bunch of extra points into Adric's Spear. Plus, I don't really have anything that's Dark Flare and stuff, so we could theoretically just do this. Dark Flare. Boom! We're back to playing Shockadin games. We might as well just call it Shockadin at this point, because that's really the homage that we're doing.
Take it from an old tusker.
We might as well just call it that. Adric Lancer. There's nothing special about Adric's Spear. There is something special about Shockadin, though, and that is taking a paladin trying to squeeze as much holy damage out of him as you can. Now we can try. I'm thinking of the Adric Spears. I've never really. That's more the sort of thing I'd play around with on my Templar, who's a weapon master. Part of being a weapon master is being good with Adric Spear. 18 terabyte, 13 to 300 to 500 USD. Was that for a server array? Build settings. What did we use before for... We used this. Just call it Shockadin. Stop playing around. All we did was change from... all we did was swap in some Adric Spear abilities. I could put something in the... You know what would be really cool? If Alpha Gear could be set up Alpha Gear so that different... Well, there are multiple profiles here. We can just change out the profile based on the build. This thing has 20 profiles in it, and each profile has like 16 builds. You can put different stuff on there too. Now, load everything up like that. And I think that's per character too. Change off to Lauren Lockhart, and it'll change out just like that. Alright. So now we have 4,000 spell damage right off the bat. What do we have for armor? Way too much. See, here's the fun part. Kagranak's Hope. We have that going on. But what if we swapped out the Julianos gear for a set of epic stuff from the Clockwork City? Let's head out to that. This one. The Init Axiom. Weapon and spell damage, hybrid stuff, gives you some crit, and it gives you 400 spell and weapon damage to your class abilities, of which the main Shockadin attack that I'm using is a class ability. Let's head off to the Clockwork City area and make something like that. Alright. Make sure the door didn't get blown open by winter wind or anything. It's 26 out, so I'm actually feeling drafts and stuff, and I'm wondering if I have something open or whatnot. When in reality, it's just winter. Yay, mechanical wolves. Because it's the Clockwork City. Everything's artificial here. That metal-looking trees. Oil instead of water. 14477. We could theoretically also switch over to medium armor too and get more burst, just less sustain. We were already running out of magic on boss fights. All right, let's see. We want to make we're making a new main set. We go to clothing. So Init Axiom, level 160. Set Divines is the main skill, so it boosts up that stone for more magic. The problem I've always had is that this plus weapon and spell damage to your class abilities never really seemed to do anything here. Under medium armor, though, what were the bonuses again? Critical damage and healing, so it's crit if you go in that direction. Agility increases your weapon and spell damage by 2% per piece of, so up to 14% weapon and spell damage boost. So that's really weapon and spell damage boost, crit boost. You didn't have any regen or pen, though, from that. You also get crit from light armor to go along with the whole spell side of everything. So, hey, we could always just make multiple groups of armor and see how it all works. The problem I always have with Init Axiom is you get 300... You're talking about making 349 loaded up on the map. So, 400 spell and weapon damage to your class abilities when it's maxed out, versus Julianos gear coming out of Hrothgar, which is 300 weapon and spell damage. So, it seems like it would be something bigger. Then you have this over here, which is a crit buff. I've just never really seen Init Axiom really play out very well versus stuff that doesn't limit it only to certain abilities. Plus, weapon skills won't be affected too, so my Master of Arms will probably do very well with plus weapons. That's my Red Guard Templar. All right, Divines, Breton. All right, let's do this. Champion 160. Chest piece next. That's leather. No, I don't do robes. Sure, there is no difference except cosmetic when you don't have an outfit anyways. It's all a matter of whether you want the robe to look. And this is generic Breton stuff, so it's not going to look all that great. All right, we have the materials to bring. We need to go buy a crap ton. We don't have the upgrade materials to proceed with this. We need to go buy a whole bunch of leather or silk in order to try that, or we need to do a whole bunch of crafting dailies. We don't have the upgrade materials to be making additional sets of armor. Save that for some other time. Alright, so did we finish off that... We finish off the guild quest for the Undaunted. Oh, wait, that is the quest log. I'm just looking at the achievement tab. Alright, off to the Rift. We'll save the experiment for some other time. Of course, this character having over 1 million gold now. This character having 1 million gold, I'm sure it's not that big of a deal if we blow a bunch of money on materials to refine and get upgrade materials from. I've blown 100,000 gold before, so... Alright, let's see here. It's not that hard when you have crafting writs on 18 characters to get swallowed up in all kinds of materials. I mean, even if you vendor crafting materials, which you shouldn't... I'm at 5,000 materials in the craft bag, and this will round robin as I sell them off if I go to vendor a bunch of them. So, plenty of money, and I could join a trading guild and sell it for even more. So let's go off to something here. YouTube's complaining because I'm broadcasting in 12 grand. Hey, sorry YouTube, that's the NVIDIA NVENC recommended bitrate, and if it doesn't make a notable difference after the HD processing is complete, we won't do this again. Go down to 9 grand, which is the maximum that YouTube recommends. Alright, we're going off to the Rift where Riften is for this next one. What the? Burn corpses and put out fires. The delve we're looking for, though, is over at this barrow over here, and it's one we haven't completed yet. Let's go do it. Where's Miri? And why does her health bar not show up when I summon these companions anymore? Probably just reload the UI. It's probably a glitch.
Alright, so how much trouble are you in?
Don't want to wear this out too much, but we do have to test some of this stuff out here. So... Whoops. Alright, you know what time it is. It's time to play some stuff. Alright, let's do this.
Off we go!
Yeah, which way into this barrow?
Let's not get separated.
That is the barrow. Where's the door? That's the top. Is there a way into this thing? Besides dropping through a window like we did in Skyrim? Is it like a cave house where there's like a cave entrance? Yes, after I've done a lap around the place. Alright, let's see here.
This looks ripe for adventure. Maybe a tad overripe.
Wow. You don't have to pick the lock on those. I keep forgetting.
You'll take anything that isn't tied down, won't you?
What did we lose? Lose rapport for that? I thought Miri was the more
All right, it took quite a moment.
not so lawful of the bunch. All right. Strongest martial weapon spell damage boost in the game. Ah, see, now we're hitting for 9,500 on a crit. That's the spell power boost. That's the spell power boost that we're... How do you block something by holding your sword in front of you when they're hitting you from behind? Ah, video games. Oh, man.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
All right. What do we have here?
Get back, you betcha!
So there's some kind of escort quest. Not going to hit us hard with the melee weapon. We have this build is to cast spells and cast a lot of spells. We even have a wind-up nuke now, but we could always get... Casting Dark Flare, though, is more of a Lauren thing.
I guess this is a fight now.
Switch off, put the Aurora Spear in slot 4. Do things this way with the Resto Staff. We do want to be able to cast that. We don't want to lose magic because we take degeneration off the bar, so let's do this. All right. So now we're going to have some burst from the Javelin spell.
Thank Kai someone came. I thought I'd die down here. I'm passing through a tomb. Well, I hope you aren't here to rob my ancestors. If you are one of those adventuring types, maybe you can help. I thought necromancy is foul enough. But it's something more he's after. He's experimenting on the living too. I was likely next in line. I don't know what his goal is, and I don't care. You have to stop him before he kills more innocents.
That EDM in the mix for stream beats.
He went further into the barrel. Be careful. I'll be fine on my own. Put an end to this, and find me an Iverstead after you do. I owe you a debt for helping me.
It's interesting, though. YouTube is actually working on pop-up guidelines similar to the chat rules that pop up when you visit a Twitch stream. Might be interesting when you can get notified in advance of that stuff on YouTube.
Things are fuzzy, but I think I have the strength to make it back to Iverstead. You just worry about that necromancer.
They're making it for comments, too, so when you go leave a comment, you'll get pop-up rules, too.
I don't know how, but the necromancer did something to them. It's like they know those of us he captured are for him and him alone. They didn't attack any of us. I guess that's one thing I can be grateful for.
Of course, you know, the simplest chat rules in the world, comments rules for YouTube would be... critting for 12 grand. Of course, these trash mobs have... These trash mobs have less armor. Yeah, well, here's a really simple rule set for YouTube comments for those pop-up things, though. Civility gets hearts, trolling gets bans, or something like that. Some kind of reference to hearts versus bans.
Off with you.
No, wrong way. We gotta go around the other side. Oops. That's the thing with the Shockadins. They benefit greatly from instant attacks, which is what Holy Shock and Judgment of Righteousness were in WoW. I don't know why I'm pursuing this in ESO. I've got Burning Crusade Classic. I could actually play WoW again if I really wanted to. Whatever. Have some snotty Blizzard dev.
No, we don't. The way you're playing, the way people like you play your character is not in line with our vision for the class. We're gonna nerf this stuff.
And so, Holy Paladins, by the start of Wrath of the Lich King, could barely do anything on their own. Because they were that much of healers, they had no ability to do token damage anymore. Woo! Plunk. Never bring a sword to a Adric spear fight. The thing is, though, the reason why I don't use this more, 2910 for magic versus 2079 for magic for Dark Flare, if you're willing to wait through a cast time. What? No heals? Do I have to do everything around here? Dragon Knight. Take Cauterize, for Pete's sake. It'll spin a little fireball around you that'll heal you from time to time. All right, we gotta wait for a Delve boss here. Problem is I can never get the range right on these things, get the maximum benefit from the bonus. Hey, look, the boss!
No, I won't let you interrupt my research.
Come on, buddy, get your kill credit. Where is he? Don't just stand there. You actually want to complete this, right? Instead of standing around waiting for the boss to respawn? Whatever. Trying to be courteous. I don't know if some folks really want that sort of thing, though. Pyre. Memorial pyres, that's what they are. Just lighting these up. Track Tribe, as usual. Track Tribe has some amazing... What's this? Why is there still... Talk to Brendar and Everstead. What's still on here, though? Duh. We gotta wait for the boss. You have to defeat that boss while everything's lit, which is why they weren't going after the boss. They were waiting for me to light those pyres. So we're waiting for the boss again. Yeah, Track Tribe has some amazing classic rock on the YTAL now, and that's because they're an org. Folks like the guy behind folks behind Silent Partner and whatnot, they all teamed up to create like a YouTube music record label type thing. I'll take out a few draugrs while we're waiting, since we're doing everything backwards. Not bad for, magic efficiency, but the damage per magic spent is probably where this difference is coming from. All right. At the risk of getting jumped by a random respawn or having somebody take out the boss, let's do a stretch break and refill drinks and stuff and restart this kick-ass music when we get back. Now, that's stuff you're supposed to do when you're playing video games for long. We have a boss! Okay, buddy, you pulling?
No.
So why is this delve? Why was this respawn faster? Plunk. There we go. Now we can return to Bulgrul. Imagine there's probably nothing. There's nothing behind the shortcut door, right? Is that a draugr? That's a draugr. We have to go to Everstead, though, so we do have to actually exit the dungeon. Let's get some gorgeous scenery on screen then. I have half of mine to switch to my Retribution spec and just use the sword more often. 2-second roll, or whatever it is. Gorgeous rift in Skyrim. Let's go. Get out of this. To go this way, I think. It's a giant circle. Yeah, it's basically like a cinnamon roll. Round and round into the middle. Oh, look, gorgeous scenery out here, too. Let's just climb up on top of this thing. This is dumb, because actually this is something that you see dragons spawn on. Oh, look at that beautiful scenery. Nice to leave on screen while we stretch out and reload or refill some drinks. We'll be back. Who's we? Whatever. It's time to play some stuff. I think for the transition, we should actually put in one of these, except not as loud. Oh, nice that I was able to click back like that. I'm surprised it didn't fire off when I clicked back over. So I'm learning about these custom transitions in OBS. If I wait for the transition to finish, we'll see the logo pop back on screen. Howdy. Now watch. It's time to play some stuff. And indeed it is. Let's fire up some music and get back to this. Turn in that quest. I guess, I don't know why I had a black background for that. I could put a gradient behind all that, kind of like I've been doing.
Walking anyway.
So Miriam Lendis still doesn't have a health bar. Then again, oh, there it is. Oh, we have to go to that's the Ivarsted's the town that's over there. Oh yeah, I remember this from Skyrim. It just looks different because it's the second era. And I've barely done anything in Nord territory. Mostly Daggerfall Covenant areas.
You made it out. That's good to see. What of the necromancer? Then all of Ivarstead owes you thanks. He could have been the end of this village if left to his own devices. Here, it's not much, but take this as a token of my appreciation.
Alright, I'm closing zone chat. They're talking politics. Don't they understand that video games are a form of escapism? People want to get away from the nonsense going on in the world with this kind of stuff. Not reintroduce it to something like this where you're living another life in another world. Alright. We have a survey out here. Okay, and so the random wandering off and doing stuff begins. His ESO is extremely friendly to that sort of thing. What survey is this? Since we're here, we might as well take care of it. Famous last words. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Swear I'm not drunk. No, seriously, I'm not drunk. I swear I'm... Whee! Plunk. Nope, that's not how you do that. Well, it's my repair bill for my stupidity there. This is those enchanting stone thingies that are up on the ledge, isn't it? Yeah, let's respawn right next to the saber cat. Surprise! Plunk. Alright. Yeah, this is these... Is this the one I'm thinking of, where it's a bunch of enchanting things up on a... It's an alchemy survey. That's why I'm having trouble seeing it. It's a bunch of plants down by the water. And some bonus platinum. And a mammoth who's going to aggro while we're collecting this.
Opportunistic harvesting.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Mountain flower. Nothing over here, right? Sound glitches. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Especially if we give the encoder time to catch up. Now that's a screenshot right there. Especially when you give the encoder time to catch up and it starts showing the high definition details and stuff like that. That's why people make ASMR videos of video game scenery. Even with a recorder, it'll look gorgeous. But that's part of... Oh, we almost forgot the Dragon Thorn. That's part of the thing, too, with streaming now. You ever... There's another plant. Did we really get everything this time? Could turn off the grass to make absolutely certain. But that's the thing. I think a lot of the popular streamer games like Valorant and Genshin Impact and whatnot, maybe even Warzone to an extent, they have the graphics dumbed down a little to where the bitrate losses won't impact the quality too much. I imagine if we had a bunch of people playing Zelda the Wind Waker, it would probably look nice too. What? Who's the jerk killing the farmer's cows? Oh yeah, this is some kind of quest. Noir at Blanc V, yeah, chill guy. Chill guy, chill music. We'll wake back up when we get to Slink. Oh yeah, it would help if we actually had a food buff. What? So, consume one food is a daily endeavor. What exactly are the endeavors then? Oh, that was the last one. Alright. Alright, let's see here. Back to Bretonland. Turn in the stuff at the Undaunted place. ASMR, huh? You had to bring it up.
Buying and selling.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
You have the stench of success about you. Ha! That...
Off we go.
I gotta find out what's causing these sound... What's causing these sound glitches? I can never keep a straight face when doing this kind of thing. No. I'm good for winding down if you want to go to sleep in an hour. You just need something that normalizes the volume in order to match everything up correctly. Is that the old daily quests? Yeah, we got some over here. Actually, Panther Fang has some of those. I can tell from the levels, though, that it's a little softer than it should be. It's time to play some stuff. Okay, everybody, you can wake back up. I am so tempted, though, to redo my Twitch channel to basically be that, like the relaxing side of gaming. So, oh, yeah. Peekaboo. Sound in background, turn that back on, da-da-da-da. Subtitles for videos, if we can leave them on. There's an MTC subtitles, too, as well, if we really wanted to. Well, let's see. Ambience at 100%. Effects, footsteps, dialogue 100%. Interface, cinematics. It's the music we turned down to 50. We're not using that. I thought about redoing that, but I would require I have to make a whole new format for that, though. There we go. Back to normal. Adjust everything in the headphones, since I'm one of the headphone users with this stuff. All right. We're a little ways away from a champion point. This is nice screenshot material. Yeah, well, this is Artaeum. That's why. It's always morning in Artaeum, or whatever this is. That's east. Yeah, it's always morning in Artaeum. It's always magic hour, too. So it's very much... And the thing, too, why don't we just go to Artaeum? Yeah, head outside. Head out through the world entrance of the cathedral for a change. So long. I don't think there's any actual monsters. Check 1, 2 with the levels. Good, they're correct. Once we get through these Sigic Order ruins here, I don't think there are any actual mobs in Artaeum. It's only wildlife. Wildlife and scenery. You have to go to the one and only delve in Artaeum to actually find something that's going to attack you. There's the Sigic Tower over there. I don't think there are any actual mobs. So you just run around in peace. I see a little, like, garden there, too. You could do an ASMR stream of just walking around Artaeum and stuff. But that's the idea I've had for a while. Ever since I had that video on YouTube. Well, that's the thing. I mean, pretty much... There's a good streamer for many types of ways of streaming ESO on Twitch right now, but something like that shows off the relaxing side of video games. Turn off the face cam, don't go wild with the branding too much. Just have the game set with the sound set to emphasize the ambient sounds and be relaxing to listen to. No music, just maybe, well, actually... There is a Stream Beats ambience, so it would sound like this. There's only been one album of this. So we could theoretically play this, softly, while listening mostly to the music in the background. This is actually the kind of soft, instrumental stuff I used to play Morrowind with. I didn't used to try and hype things up. I was a regular at the OCRemix.org for years. Problem with using OC Remix stuff for streams is that it sounds like it makes sense to use video game remixes, but artists can actually sign with labels who will then enforce Content ID on your stuff. Here on YouTube, you can use the song scrubber to cut the quality of your audio around where the matched material is. But do you really want to be doing that? And also edits to your stream after the fact, and your videos, by the way, will disable clip functionality because the original's been altered. But yeah, I mean, imagine something like this. Turn off all the more jarring sounds and stuff like that. They look like such a cute couple, except they're not a couple, not by the lore. There we go. End of stream. They all lived happily ever after. And so the dragon was slain, and the knight and the dark elf in the robes, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you think about, for example, the so-called wholesome content on YouTube, like the pets and animals channels like Munchkin. I absolutely think that there needs to be more of that in online media. There's plenty of people making drama channels, but channels that folks are really happy with and it makes them feel better, I think that's something that's totally, without resorting to like safe space politics or anything like that. It's just, you know, where no matter who you are, you just tune in and you're happy. That's something that's very much missing with all this. I could tune the music to be less, you know, to be a little quieter like this.
Nice hole.
Another beautiful sight in here is actually the Sijic Tower, where the Sijic Order does their stuff. Kind of miss wholesome. So does anybody else. You know, so does anybody else that wants to be civil about things. There we are. I mean, obviously, Play Some Stuff doesn't fit that format at all. We'd have to make something newer, like, say, the relaxing side of video games or something, making a whole new theme for it. I need a whole different set of alerts, too. I need much nicer, quieter alerts to do something like that. I mean, the big, you know, the MS Paint trucks just don't cut it.
Roger, Templar. Truckers are rolling this morning.
That was just a replay. Yeah, I don't know. Be cool, though, if, you know, we played, like, Flower and stuff like that. Games like... No, there's a PC version of Flower nowadays. It's not the same as playing it with a 6-axis controller. I didn't know those fountains made all this noise. Yeah, come on in here, ASMR. This can't be right. Those don't sound like fountains, they sound like waterfalls. There's a glitch in ESO where you get the outdoor sound effects even when you're indoors. It usually happens, let's see. Okay, maybe it is. Well, those are some pretty big fountains over there, so. Let's go out and come back in. Maybe something's not working. I don't remember those being loud. Those are fountains, not waterfalls. And the thing, too, is, I mean, people trying to pump up ESO. ESO and the Elder Scrolls games are very, very chill. Especially when you put a bunch of mods on the older games like Oblivion and Morrowind to catch them up with Skyrim. The whole idea is, you know, your character starts out in prison. Your character starts out in prison, but you know, once you're off the prison ship or whatever, you can pretty much do whatever, go wherever. The world is your oyster, and there's relaxing music and stuff. You can do stupid stuff like get on a fast mount, leap off this cliff, and see if you can make the water. Woohoo! Just barely. Sandboxy side of all this. Of course, there are monsters and dragons and stuff. I suppose we can enjoy the gorgeous scenery of Well, it could be nighttime in Alinor. Do the daily delve quest. Do the daily delve quest for the High Elves. Of course, that probably means going into a tomb or something. Who's on Twitch right now? Also, check my Discord status. It says I'm only playing ESO. It doesn't say I'm streaming it. But I've seen Twitch streamers have this problem too. Nope, yeah, Bendalia had technical problems, so she's having her weekend event on Sunday night. Melzy is playing ESO, though. Save that for later. See. Load up. What kind of stuff is she doing? We'll do a cross-platform raid once we wrap things up. Put the catalog on put the thing on the clipboard anyways. We're not wrapping things up yet, though. Let's do this daily. Or we could also we could do a daily dungeon on some of the other characters,
Off
too.
we go.
A request from the office? Are you ready for a contract? We've got... Yes, indeed. There would have to be...
Reef Vipers. So, as luck would have it, we're doing all this relaxing stuff with the music and everything. We're going off to the outdoor delve.
Let's ride.
And because I got hit with the fireball, I can't take the boat out there right away.
Get back, you fetcher.
Oh, that's it. Don't you run away from me. No, you're still getting taken out, Imp. I don't care if you reset like an MMO monster. Take a seat. Now, as we were... Yeah, we've wandered into chill stream territory, except for that. Let's open Stream Beats wide open and bring back the Whiteowl selections as well. See how random everything gets. Stream Beats wide open. Whiteowl selected stuff. Because Whiteowl wide open, we get super random. It went to RKVC anyways. Now we get super random. We'll probably get to this. I'll bet any money there's at least one track from Stream Beats that sounds like NCS that plays. What a way to take out a... That's not a mud crab, that's a coral crab. Same difference. Run past all the salamanders. That might be a good thing to do with the Twitch channel, too, though. I mean, I can't really think of anything good to do with it. YouTube gaming has too many advantages, except for, of course, the size of the audience. Does the size of the audience really matter when you know there's also exponentially too many streamers? I'm really concerned about the numbers, though. With Streamlabs being corporata non grata now, I'm curious if the Streamlabs Stream Hatchet numbers will remain accurate.
Buoyant homages.
The plus to the only thing I really liked about Streamlabs anymore is that data that came out every quarter. I knew there was something up with them. Just took a while for it to go public, and I didn't do any digging to find out what. But they were the only data source that's very easily accessible that mentioned hours streamed. So what does that do to my ratios in terms of how big everything is? Especially if Streamlabs was... I don't know. What is this? Aaron Kenny, cinematic music. you can't mount in an outdoor delve. Yeah. Well, I know there's a coral thing up against the rocks on the edge of the map, so. Could try doing a heroic. See how well this does with heroics. That's what. That's 13,000 DPS by itself there, between the dots and the direct damage. All because of that spell damage boost from using a greatsword.
You lead.
Nice. 20 grand there. Well, the fun part is casting the Sun Divine Damage spell boosts spell damage a little, even if we don't get around to casting Major Sorcery.
Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Get dots ticking on everything and then blast them all with spears. Not bad. What's Patrick Patricios? I'm starting to be able to guess which artist it is by what style is playing. I keep thinking I can mounts, even though it's a delve. It technically counts as a dungeon. Oh, let's take out the delve boss. Why does it say I haven't taken... This character really hasn't taken out that other boss for the achievement? I thought I had this thing 100% complete. That's actually the delve boss. I've probably been here on other characters and I'm getting them mixed up again. Costs more magic too because it has a knockback effect. But
Maybe
slamming
I should have
things,
joined the buoyant armages.
slamming things with the Aurora Spear for 13 grand though, I mean. I put Dan to sleep with the ASMR type stuff earlier. I got it. Me and my dumb little ideas. Nah, just kidding. Watch. When the latency catches up, that's going to pop up in the chat. Hey, I'm still awake. Alright, let's see. Main boss. According to this, I haven't taken out the main boss of this character. This is probably one of the delves I've done the most.
Really don't like your odds.
Where is he?
Do you want to brag about that, or should I?
Why does this say there's a boss that I haven't taken out yet? Oh no, it's destroy reef viper nests. I don't know why it says there's an achievement there. There's no hidden boss under here. It's glitched out. Or I turned it back on. Settings, add-ons, destinations, achievement positions. Yeah, completed stuff. Turn that off. I've taken out the delve boss here before. Alright, we need to find one more of those reef nests then. Shouldn't be too hard. I think there's one up here by the mini-boss. A couple of them up here by the mini-boss, actually. Yep, see, there's an arrow. Reminds me of the Zelda sword. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. We have an office over by the Golden Griffin Garret. Sell some stuff off there. We really should work on that is a project we should get to work on though. So how many times do I teleport to the Pilgrim Inn room and I don't have it set up? I don't have it set up as like a branch office like this place. I spent so much time in Somerset City. Never set up the one in Leowin though, although Leowin's the better setup. This is what you do with the inn rooms. This is what you do with the inn rooms when you move on from inn rooms. Turn them into places for your service NPCs and a place to change what spec you are. Why it's not showing any stars though, we probably have to reload the UI for that one. So many bugs. I really hope there's a maintenance scheduled for this week to clean some of this up. Yeah, another 10,000 grand sit, another 10,000 gold there. Hidden treasure bags from running around with Miri. Lizard eye marbles. Well, now we have stuff to sell.
Care to bargain?
A bed and a box in Daggerfall. We all start there. Anything that isn't created by Goodmain, which would be used for a daily quest, we can sell. So all those health potions, all those generic magic potions, all those generic stamina potions. Recipes we already know. All these surveys, too. Continue our little world tour.
How can I help you?
15 grand. Hey, Stream Beats Hi-Fi, one of my favorites. Harris Heller needs to get to work on more of this stuff. It's basically supposed to be lo-fi stuff, lo-fi instruments with more upbeat stuff. Can store things other than going to the bank, so it's good times. Yeah, but the banking assistant can't access the storage chests. So it's good for, those things are good for long-term storage or twinking gear or something like that. I also got to get an add-on for Winamp. Yes, that's Winamp, those of you that hadn't guessed. That normalizes the output, tries to eliminate the dynamic range. When you're playing stuff as background music, the dynamic range is completely irrelevant. You just want something playing.
I do so appreciate when one of my deputies returns with all their limbs still attached.
Woo!
The divine...
More Kulanda lacquer for the Cathedral project. Always a good thing there. Let's clear out those surveys. Let's clear out all the surveys. Some stuttering there. Alright, what do we have for surveys? Glenumbra. Everything should be lit up on the map anyways. There we go. We can actually use the clothing surveys too. New Winamp's going to come out. Yeah, I'm trying to modernize the player. This is a Winamp 2 skin. I might just keep the old version. Winamp is what it is. It does need to be modernized. If the owners want to modernize it, they should just make a new product. Of course, I'll check out the new version when it arrives. Oh, what is this? It's the vocals version, so Fuseli's in here. It's from the Stream Beats Rock album. What is going on with this frame rate? Is there a background process going? Too much CPU. What's doing it? System idle process. Turn off Windows updates. Pause updates for 7 days. OBS is using a little bit of CPU too, but ESO is using about 33 to 44% when I'm not doing anything. It's those background processes. And this is why I don't run stream beats wide open. The instrumental for this sounds awesome. The lyrics are cheesy. Turn off Grasp, by the way, so we don't miss anything.
Off we go.
All right, let's go. Green shade. So I could play something like this and make this game look like an ABC after-school special.
That thing's so elusive.
The old Jingle Punk songs from the Whitetail back in the day, I think they've been removed because they had vocals, were just as tacky.
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
I should totally do that. Make a Stream Beats music video with my ESO characters. Two for Deshen out in Dark Elf territory. They're both treasure chests. Oh, we're getting two from the rock album. Is this vocals or instrumental?
Tired of walking anyway. They're coming for us. Can never have enough of that.
All of this stuff, when we refine it, will be good for the materials issues we're having right now. What are we down to for temperature? Feel the draft. Still above 72, so wherever this is coming from is probably the windows. Next one. Oh, the other one's in Deshan, over there. And there's a dolmen in progress. We probably won't catch the end of it. Oh no, someone's just standing there waiting for the boss to spawn.
You betcha!
These people don't know how to do dolmens. They're just standing there while I take care of the rest of that. Welcome to the game, then.
Take this one seriously. In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. Right back to oblivion, or wherever they came from. Looks like you're buying at the next pub, Fla.
See if the X drops off the mini-map. Do I have 2 of those? No, I don't. RKVC, finally back to something that's an instrumental. Alright, let's see here. Is there any more of those? No, that was it. Good, go decon everything at the castle. Let's plan our next move. Alright, let's see. Does Notepad support copy pastas? Sort of. Yeah. That'll be a good one. We might as well save that. See how that. We'll have to see how that looks. No. Let's do one more of this. Pause, champ. It's gonna be tacky as all heck. It's gonna be tacky as all heck here, but oh well. Save that as a copy pasta. Keep that handy as well. That one's worth a file save as. Copy pastas. Give it a name. What? I don't have it on here yet. Okay, we'll make a new folder then. Stream. Stream copy pastas. Give it a name. Get that on the clipboard. Let's do this. All right. Decon everything and head to the throne room. In terms of the whole Shockadin thing, I mean, Shockadins were one thing in Burning Crusade, but you kind of have to do two-handers if you want to go for that whole, you know, spell damage paladin thing at ESO. You just, the 6% flat, or the 6% increase, I've checked the numbers on that. Dual wield and sword and board. What? Stay open, you dumb door. Must have double-clicked it by mistake. Crystalline, what's this one? This is what I'm not familiar with. So, I've compared all the spell damage bonuses on the martial weapons. Two-hander gives you the most. I've already checked the bonuses on everything. The percents from the other weapon types, the percentages from the other weapon types don't add up to the same as what you get from two-hander. That's why I'm so obsessed with two-handers. There we go. Vendor whatever else needs to be vendored, and don't forget to close the door.
Can I help you?
Hello there.
King of the castle. It works, but there is a side effect. There's a catch to all of this type of stuff. I really should probably get rid of that. I should probably get rid of that for all of this. Now, let's see what this... Sign into chat. We gotta do it in live control room. Let's have some fun here. Hope I don't get banned for this. We have too many characters. We gotta delete some stuff out. 200 character max limit on YouTube. Boom! Copy pasta. Copy pasta for a cross-platform raid. Let's go say hi to Melzy over on Twitch. She's still streaming ESO, right? Because Vandalia took the night off. She's streaming ESO, twitch.tv/Melzy. Let's put a link to that in there so we can all go say hi. Make sure to copy paste that copy pasta and stuff along those lines. Twitch.tv/Melzy. Let's go over there and say hello. This Shockadin experiment has been fun. But sadly, it's a work night. So let's call it a night here. And I got ads. So hopefully the pre-rolls are done. It looks like she switched off to Skyrim. Oh, well. Let's wrap it up here. Twitch.tv/Melzy. And we'll go say hi over there with the copy pasta there. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.
It's time to play.